What's going on, everybody? How you doing? And welcome. My name is Lord PeteyTV. We're going to talk about Undermine's one-armed bandit heroic kill, which we did for our community. Now, so we're going to end up doing this pull a little bit differently than we have in the past. So I might be getting a couple of the things wrong. So we end up going in full bore. We pop cooldowns, everything, and we just DPS straight on the boss. And we try to take care of, most of the regular standard things just like normal. The only small additions that we found here is that the timers were a little bit shorter and things were a lot more, forceful, I guess you could say, throughout the whole entire time when we're going through this. A lot more damage being thrown out. So we do coin and we also do fire here for the first one, so that we can end up putting that and dunking them into the bandit. You have to move a lot faster than before. This is going to end up doing large AoE damage to the group. It is a little more difficult because the heal absorbs are going out during that time. So that's why a lot of guilds usually stagger them. Us, we did it right off the bat because it's a little easier because we end up having everybody taking care of them and kind of going with it. We have a lot of our larger DPS trying to stand by the coins at all time. We had one person designated to kind of just throwing the coins back and forth. Sometimes we ended up having two people do it, depending upon where it landed. But overall, we just tried to force the damage as much as they possibly could. Now, the second, I should say, spin to win portion here, we're going to end up going after, I think it was the shock, and then I think the other one was coin after that, which is, what some people think is a little unusual, but we kind of did that, kind of going through that process. The tanks were still doing their tank swap and all that other stuff, making sure that we're taking out that third ad because the third ad doesn't go away. So you want to make sure you DPS it down or it's going to cause a lot of more problems for the group. This is the pull one. This is the pulling pylon or whatever you want to call it. So we end up having that kind of going throughout the whole entire fight. It actually wasn't nearly as bad as what we expected it to be. So we kind of just rolled with it as we were going through it. No pun intended. So now we're continuing to go through, and now we're going to have the third spin to win is going to start. And then the big hits are really the things that the tanks really need to keep an eye on as they're going back and forth, back and forth. Here is the next one. This time we're going to end up doing, I think it was flame or fire, if you will, and the other one is shock. This time, when you end up dealing with those, it's going to do like, you're going to have some problems with it, but it's really not that bad. So the flames that are really problematic are the ones that kind of pulse off the people. Those you really got to be careful of. This is where that coil comes from, and it's going to end up having that flame pulse throughout the room. It's really annoying, and I think one of the worst pylons to have. So it's easy just to dodge, but it really hurts if you hit them. So we were having a lot of problems in the previous pulls because of that. So now we're going to go into the next kind of situation where we're starting to pull the boss down in damage. And once you hit a certain threshold, it's going to go into almost like a timer, if you will. Here is the fourth one. We're going to end up doing, what is it called? Fire and bomb. This is going to end up giving us the ads. So we want to make sure we're keeping an eye on that situation. And these are the ones that I'm pretty sure you cannot let anyone touch them. So we end up making sure we kind of just burn them down. So we ended up just keeping an eye on them. But see, as you can see here, we're going to take them down. We're going to dunk them in, if you will. And then we're going to end up dealing with those sooner than later here. So here are the boxes. These are the ones, the CCable ones, I'm sorry. So we end up kind of moving those to the side, burning them down as fast as we possibly can. And I rooted them in place, so they kind of just stayed there. And we also had a druid that was, putting a tornado on them, killing those on one side. And once again, watching out for the flames, because those are really, really going to hurt if people are going to hit them. And now we're going to get to 35%, and we're going to be at, at 5. So we end up deciding to make sure we are going to kill this one. And we're going to go now. And it's, if I recall, it's shock and bomb. It's a shotgun bomb. That's that. And like I said, we're trying to continuously get the high roller by being by the coins, which is really, really good. And then this one is the multiple ads. So we got to keep an eye on those. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the multiple ads. So that's these. And you don't want anybody to touch these. So everyone kind of is just running around trying to deal with those. And we kill them off pretty quickly. And then we continue on to the boss. And once we get to the boss, we're going to get the heal absorb now. And we get to about 20-ish%. And that's when we start, thinking to ourselves, what are we going to do? We lust. We go through the process. We watch that center coil. And we just start burning the boss. Now, the thing that worries me the most is that, our DPS timer was very, very short. And we didn't have much to do on it. So we kind of had to sit there, push through, and get going. Now, we continue to have the tanks rotating. They did pretty well with that. And then we tried to, make sure we continued to do as much as we possibly could on the DPS side of things. So right now is when I kind of looked at the timer and it said we have 21 seconds until it does its explosion. And we had only 10 seconds or so left on the timer. So I kind of got a little nervous, but everyone kind of stepped up their game. We were able to take it out. I'm so proud of the team. I'm very happy that we were able to take down the boss. It's pretty amazing when that ends up happening, and I can't be prouder of the group. And hopefully in the near future, we'll be able to take down Muggsy and then Gallywix. I know it's going to take some time, but, we're definitely working on it, and we will get it definitely done. So thanks again, everybody. Check out all of our videos. I appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you all soon. Dream big, keep gaming. Have a great one. Bye, everybody.